Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome back to the Saved by the Brew podcast, where the nostalgia pours as smoothly as the beer in our glasses. I'm your host, Sean, with the Real Life Perspective Show, and Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Luis.
You know, Merry Christmas to you too, Mr. Sean. I'm pretty excited about this episode. It's going to be fun-filled. We're going to get to talk about some fun-filled Christmas memories and movies. And I'm excited about that. Merry Christmas out there to everybody.
That's right. Everybody listening in. And we are diving headfirst into the tinseled covered time machine. This is episode 3, and the holiday vibes are rocking around the Christmas tree, everyone. Today's brew is all about Christmas movies of the 80s and 90s, the big shocker of discovering Santa Claus wasn't real, and of course, the holy grail of childhood shopping, the Sears Wishbook catalog. So grab your cocoa or your coffee spiked with nostalgia, and let's get into it. But first, the drink of the week.
Ciao.
Luis, tonight on Saved by the Brew, I am sipping a holiday special label called Happy Yolidays. It's got everything on there from the Mean Girls to Trouble Man. We got Cousin Eddie, Charlie Brown, Christmas Tree, Marv, and
there you go.
The Home Alone burglars. You've got Gizmo. You got the lamp. I think this is from This Is a Wonderful Life. You got Buddy, the Christmas elf, enjoying his syrup-infested spaghetti, and coming around here.
Oh.
You got the Grinch, and then you got, of course, Mr. Bruce Willis.
Of course.
Bruce Willis himself.
Of course, that's
it. And this is done by Brewery Artisan Ales out of Oklahoma City. It's a 6.8 IPA, 6.8%. It's got, it says it's a hazy Indian Pale Ale with Chinook, Columbus, and Simcoe hops. So I'm looking forward to cracking this one open here and enjoying some holiday cheer. What are you sipping tonight?
Man, I'll tell you, I went looking for something festive, and this one actually caught my eye today on the way home. And I stopped at Specs, my local Specs, on the way home. And, it's been, I'm a big fan of the brand, and I do like some of the product there, especially the darker ones. This one looked very nicely dark and festive. So I went with none other than Modelo Noche Especial. That means special night. And it's a very festive looking gold wrapped red. We're rocking 5.7% alcohol. And man, I think I'm really gonna enjoy this.
Nice, man. Yeah. That sounds
so
good.
Cheers to you, man. Cheers.
Episode 3. Happy Merry Christmas. And
Happy Christmas.
Let's get it a cracking. Are you ready?
Hey, let me get my popper.
Size of that popper, man.
Yeah, it's a big size, but it ain't fitting it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll try my best. Ready?
3, 2, 1. Nice.
Look at that
one, dude. I love it.
Yeah, like a professional. Look at that. It's staying. Nice. Oh my goodness.
She's got a whole.
But you know what you gotta do? You gotta keep that can. That can. Shout out to that can and that brewer.
I know.
Check out this glass.
Oh, that's cool. I love the Grinch.
Oh, look at the darkness of this delicious.
Whoa.
Modelo.
That does look good.
Oh my goodness, man. Look at that.
Very nice.
Looks like a glass of Coca-Cola.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Almost a Guinnessy look.
Yeah.
All right, Wayne.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you, man.
Happy Christmas 2025.
There it is. And a Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Cheers. Delicious. All right, guys.
Very much so.
Trivia question number 1. In the movie Home Alone, What is the name of the young boy left behind by his family during Christmas vacation? If you know the answer, toss it in the comments. If you're listening at home, play along with us. Okay, so first we have to talk about the movies that raised us. The 80s and 90s were a golden era for Christmas movies, blending nostalgic family stories, cynical comedies, and modern fairy tales, producing timeless classics like A Christmas Story, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Scrooged, and The Santa Claus, which became cultural staples through TV and VHS, shaping holiday traditions with their unique blend of heart, humor, and creative storytelling, distinct from today's streaming content. All right, so Home Alone. Let's start with that. That movie isn't just a Christmas classic, it's a lifestyle. Every kid watched Kevin defend his house with paint cans and micro machines and thought, yeah, I could do that. And then, of course, Home Alone 2, where somehow Kevin's parents lose him again. Honestly, at that point, you would think Child Protective Services should have stepped in. But one of the favorite parts, funniest parts, is when they're at the police station in, was it Florida? I think it was in part 2. And they say, well, this is becoming a family tradition where we're losing our kid. But, luckily we never lose our luggage. And they'll both start laughing and they knock on the desk. It's one of the funniest parts for me. But what was your first experience with the Home Alone movies?
Obviously back in the day when it came out, they were a big hit, man. It was just a fun ride. And it was, just, you never knew like what was going to happen next. I remember watching it for the very first time. And everything was just kind of like surprise, like bam, everything that was cool during that era was in it. I mean, you had the micro machines, you had all the other toys, that little record along toy that they actually made after the movie was filmed because it was so popular that every kid wanted one. I never had one, but yeah, man, those are a lot of fun movies to watch, and we still watch them to this day.
Yeah,
every year.
And part 2 was really fun. Tim Curry killed it in the movie. There's this funny video that's going around where somebody's got he's got a face filter on, and he's like, he had a one night stand with Tim Curry, and it says, "How are you this morning?" And he has the whole Grinch grin and everything, and then he says, "I've arranged a transportation for you, a limousine and a pizza." Just like you said in the movie, it's great. Who would have known just by seeing that how much of a staple Tim Curry was in that movie, man? It's so funny.
Yeah. I mean, it actually grew throughout the years after that, and it became better known after that. And great actor, obviously dealing with some health issues, but he was a very big part of that movie.
Yeah, I think so too.
He was a very big part of making that movie funny.
I can't help but to think about the angels with filthier souls.
The filthier.
Yeah, filthier.
If they really wanted to make money, they should make the real movies. Angels with filthy souls and angels with filthier souls. That would be just awesome.
In the way that Kevin was able to playfully like edit the movie or whatever, hit him at the right spots to play. I mean, as a kid, that was so much fun to watch. There are 15 people in this house, and you're the
one that he's like, Kevin, I'm going to feed you to my tarantula.
Yeah, that's right. It's so good. It's so good. I saw a video today, a big conspiracy or a theory that Kevin or like the old man is supposed to be like Jesus. Did you see this theory?
Yeah, I did.
Isn't that crazy?
It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool listening to it, watching it.
It made a lot of sense if you deep dive into it.
It did 100%.
But some of the fun facts about the movie is the McAllister house is real and located in Winnetka, Illinois, and fans still visit it. And then Joe Pesci deliberately avoided Macaulay Culkin off camera to keep him scared of the scenes for their scenes. And everybody knows that the fake gangster from Angels with Filthy Souls is not real.
Yeah. That was just a little gag movie that they filmed for that.
Yep.
I remember it was a couple of years back. Seth Rogen tweeted he was saying that, oh my God, I just found out that movie Angels with Filthy Souls is a fake movie. I guess he was just trying to find it to watch it.
Yeah.
And apparently he didn't know that it was a fake deal. It was a few years back.
The goofball.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin's scream in the aftershave scene was added in post to protect his hearing. Oh, interesting. And then John Hughes wrote the script in just 9 days. Yeah.
That scene where that tarantula's on his face, the scream was actually put in after the fact too.
That's right. I just saw that. I saw that clip too, man. That's pretty great. Yeah. Home Alone movies are awesome, man. Love those.
Yeah, they are.
So much. And then we also had Gremlins. We're going back to the early 80s, man. We're going like when we were kids, you know, I mean, which technically is a Christmas movie, but totally traumatized me. I mean, nothing says holiday cheer like demonic fur balls wreaking havoc after midnight. What you know about Gremlins, man?
You know, I watched it a couple of times way back in the day, and I know that you saw it here recently.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I should have done my homework and rewatched it before tonight.
Dude.
And I didn't. But I can tell you it was a fun ride. I mean, it's a fun-filled movie.
Yeah. And I'll say that I let my kids watch it. We watched it for the first time, and I hadn't watched it since I was their age. So I got to re-experience it as a grown-up with a different perspective. And boy, was it dark, buddy. Boy, it was
and dark. I sent you that reel recently from the Gremlins. Where in the scene, there's one particular scene where in the background it's kind of like a science fair going on.
Oh yeah, the time
and there's like a time machine in the background, right? And then it zooms off to another scene, and then when it comes back, the time machine is gone, and everybody's just kind of like looking at it, and it's in the background. You gotta look for it. It looks awesome.
Yeah,
it's just fun.
I did see that. That's pretty awesome. That's a pretty cool, fun little Easter egg, and I think that's Steven Spielberg riding in front of him in a little bitty cart or something like a little cart. Yeah, you see Steven Spielberg riding by right there apparently, which is pretty another fun fact in there while he's in the phone booth at the convention there. Let's see. It says Gizmo was supposed to transform into a gremlin, but Spielberg insisted that he remain cute. So can you imagine, that would have been a way different movie if he would have turned into a gremlin. I felt so bad for him too. And it's also because I just rewatched it recently. He was always getting picked on by the other little fuzzy one when they were still fuzzy. They were all they all came out of him just a bunch of jerks, man.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe
raising all kinds of hell.
I know, little gremlins. And it's funny, one of the guys in the movie, you recognize the actor. He's kind of like the town drunk, and he actually makes a comment that whenever he was in the war, that he knew about gremlins and that people are sending gremlins over here overseas, and then they're getting inside of your cars and messing up stuff. And, you know, like metaphorically speaking, you know, like little things are coming from whenever people buy foreign vehicles and stuff like that. That was what he was getting at there. But that was kind of an interesting take on as a grown up to see that with like gremlins metaphorically that he was referring to, and foreign items coming over here. And then what about a lot of the gadgets? None of the gadgets that the dad created, they never worked. They never worked.
Yeah.
One of the things that always stood out to me was the orange juice machine, where the main character is trying to make orange juice, and it just like shatters and squirts all over him and everything. And famous. And then, but what's fun about it is those items that didn't wind up working, probably some of them wind up saving the mom when she was coming to the kitchen fighting some of those gremlins. Like the first one, when he was like inside of a blender kind of thing. Yeah. She just like hits that blender and just starts spinning around. Oh, so gross. So gross. And then they just start going to town. It's just a nonstop action after that, man. It was really well done. I really enjoyed that one.
No, it's a good movie. I mean, again, it came from the greatest era of movies. I mean, it's just a fantastic movie.
Yeah, practical effects, a lot of puppeteering.
Yeah, you know? Yeah.
I mean, really well done.
You know, for the viewer understands that it's a hand puppet, you know, but it's that's just part of the fun, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. You know, if they make it look really good, you know.
Yep. Yeah, but despite it being technically a horror movie, it's officially set at Christmas. So it makes one of the biggest debated ones, that and Die Hard, right? Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
Die Hard was a great movie too.
Well, you could almost say that The Goodfellas was a Christmas movie too.
That. I guess any movie with snow or a Christmas tree in it.
Yeah, with a Christmas tree.
Yep. And we can't forget about the Santa Claus. I remember when that movie first came out with Tim Allen.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It definitely made half of us wonder if one day our dad might accidentally become Santa Claus. And I was crossing my fingers. Buddy, because how cool would that have been? Yeah, in that transformation scene where his beard grows back instantly, that was peak cinema at the time. That was such a all right. And now we got to talk about one of your favorite movies, guys, or Luis. This is we all know your number one favorite movie is Jingle All the Way. You know,
yeah, you know it, baby.
So
Terrible Man.
Nothing says holiday cheer like Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting grown adults in a toy store. Every parent in that movie was one bad day away from becoming a WWE wrestler, man.
Yeah.
All for Turbo Man. You know, tell us what you love about it.
And I'll tell you, man, during that time, I believe, when was that movie released? 93, right? 93-ish? 95?
I don't know the exact date. Yeah, but
I'll tell you what, man. I have been a fan of that movie since it came out. And honestly, it's not, I'm a big Sinbad fan. You know, he's always been a clean comedian and funny, you know? Yep. And we watched him over at the rodeo one year, and he picked on me, like the spotlight was on me, and it was just a fun experience, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Wifey was sitting right next to me and everything, and I'll never forget that. And awesome. I wish I had it on film, but I know somebody out there might, you know?
Yeah.
But man, that was a blast. It was like a good 10 minutes on me, man. Spotlight, everything got dark, spotlight on me. And it was just a lot of fun that night. But yeah, Sinbad to me made that movie like really, really funny. You know,
and a lot of it was apparently improvised. A lot of his roles were. So I mean, he says so much of his dialogue was loosely improvised, given the movie its manic energy, and he did. And was something I've always loved about physically about Sinbad is he's got the most perfect teeth on the planet, man. If you look at him, anytime he smiles, he's got the most perfect teeth in the planet.
Oh yeah,
he rocks.
Yeah, he just says a lot of funny things in that movie, man. He's like, and I know what I'm talking about because I went to junior college for a semester, so I'm right in there, man.
I study psychology. Yeah, he was awesome in that movie. Between him and Phil Hartman.
Oh yeah, dude.
Phil Hartman's that you know, that gets to our favorite quote of the movie. My favorite personal quote is, "I got a Turbo Man for Johnny months ago. It's nestled safely under our tree."
Fantastic. Fantastic. Dude, my favorite quote on Turbo Man has to be, anybody who doesn't get one's going to be a real loser.
And you brought it for sure. Check it out. You got the Turbo Man.
Turbo Man. Turbo Man.
Ta-ta, Turbo Man.
Yeah, complete with the Rock'em Sock'em jetpack. Oh, man, I never even opened this Turbo Man. Check it out, man.
That's
the
dude.
back. Oh, dude, I love this thing. This became part of our Christmas decoration, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It just kind of sits on the counter. I mean, this thing's amazing.
It is amazing.
Turbo Man!
He was like, Turbo Man, you know?
Dude, I love it. It's like, they're like, it's el tiempo del hombre de turbo.
He goes,
like, it's fun and educational.
Some assembly might be acquired. You know?
It's like, don't open it. No, don't open it.
It all falls apart. And then he starts fighting the Santas in the Big Show from WWE. Comes in, he's like,
I'm gonna get your holes, bud. That's when the Big Show was not so Big Show, you know?
Yeah.
Physically.
Definitely, man.
He ended up being a 500-pound plus. I think probably that movie was rocking about 375, maybe 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Big dude.
Really big dude. He wanted to get his own sitcom and everything, man, from what I understand.
Yeah, I saw a couple of episodes of that. It was kind of cool.
So Arnold actually took the role because he wanted to do a movie that his kids could watch, which is cool because a lot of his stuff he did was very very adult, very rated R.
Oh yeah, especially around that time, around that era.
Yeah. Another fun fact is the parade scenes were filmed during an actual Thanksgiving parade.
Yeah,
with unsuspected bystanders, and then obviously they shot some other stuff on the side. But the film was inspired by the real '90s toy crazes like Power Rangers and Tickle Me Elmo.
Yes, dude. I witnessed all kinds of mayhem at the stores back in the day, because back in the day when Black Friday was a thing, that was the deal. Like I can honestly remember, like I honestly experienced a toy thing just like that around that time, and it was the old school '90s versions, first gen Furbies. You couldn't find them on the shelf anywhere. I had a buddy that worked at Toys R Us at the time, and he was a night stalker, and all they did was stock, toys. Fun job. Think about it. But I was finally able to land a Furby from him from that. It was like an underground backdoor style operation. I had to get it. Had to get a Furby.
Did it speak Spanish?
I don't know what it spoke, but it was like Misa Gusa.
Yeah,
it was like it was like Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I remember it being like a ton of like different. It was a bunch of mixed languages all together in one. It was It was like the Minions. It was like Spanish, and it had Japanese in there and some other stuff in there too.
So the whole thing goes: you're supposed to leave your Furby on the counter, and it's going to continue to just listen in and learn. It's going to learn how to talk eventually. It just spit out just gibberish. Just old school gibberish. And my little sister ended up with it, and I wonder if she still has it. He was such a big fan of those.
Yeah. You definitely remember the craze, how crazy it was.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about like old ladies getting in there trying to grab on, like elbowing, like, dude, it was insane. It was insane. You couldn't find the Furbies there for a while. Yeah. Just like that. I don't know if you remember the Tickle Me Elmo when that was out, man.
Yep.
It was the same deal. It was the same thing. Yeah. Could not find them.
But Black Friday used to be an event, man. It was like stay up all night. Out of the parking lots and stuff, or like outside the.
I landed my PlayStation 3 on Black Friday.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah, at the HEB Plus. When HEB Plus over here opened up, I don't know if you were here around that time, but when it first opened up, they had a huge electronics section. I mean, they had TVs. They had you know where all the milk and dairy and stuff is, and all the paper towels are way in that back corner now.
Yeah.
I'm talking about our HEB Plus.
Right.
Well, that used to be a huge electronics section, and it was just the coolest entrance to that.
You're right.
And there was TV. You could buy TVs, VCR. Yeah, you could probably find a VCR, DVDs, and everything electronic in there. PlayStation 3s, Xboxes, all that. I landed my PlayStation 3 on a Black Friday fair.
That's awesome. HEB. You're right. Yeah. I completely forgot about that when they first opened. They had like a whole T-shirt section and everything. I actually picked up a Garbage Pail Kids Star Wars shirt from their T-shirt section way over there. But it was right next to the electronics section.
Yeah. Back then,
that was good stuff, man. Good stuff.
It was.
So meanwhile, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation shows us what happens when you plan too much. Clark Griswold just wanted a family Christmas, and instead almost took out the power grid, the lights, the tree, the bonus check that never came. That movie hits harder the older you get, does it not?
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
The kids are hilarious. As an adult, it's basically a documentary, Yeah. Some of the fun facts we got were like Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo appeared together in 4 vacation movies, but this was the only one that was set entirely around Christmas. And because it really was. All the other ones were like going to Wally World and then European vacation and then Vegas vacation, but this one was all about Christmas. This is cool. The Griswold house was a full exterior set, but the inside was filmed on a soundstage, but much bigger than what it looks like from outside. Yeah. And then Clark's epic Christmas light scene, it really did use over 25,000 lights for that scene. Just like you said, The movie was written by John Hughes, who also wrote Home Alone, hence the similar suburban chaos energy. And finally, the squirrel scene was added late and became one of the most quoted moments of the movie. Apparently, the squirrel scene. My favorite fun fact, though, do you know who the little old lady was? And
that was the old school Betty Boop.
Yes, Betty Boop.
Yeah, Betty Boop. As a matter of fact, that was their very last movie that she filmed. That was the very last movie that she filmed.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
And I think my favorite fun fact of that movie is that's the same house that was the Lethal Weapon house, Danny Glover's house in Lethal Weapon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the same house. That's
awesome.
the same house. I saw something recently where, so that house is built on one of their filming lots, right? There's a lot of famous houses there. And I don't even think it stands anymore. I think they recently tore it down like earlier this year.
Uh-huh.
But there was one thing I saw recently that Chevy Chase talking, because he's in Austin this week, by the way. He's in our neck of the woods this weekend.
Oh, I heard. I saw that.
Yeah. And he was talking that they would drive by that house and there was a toilet sitting at the front yard. And it was kind of like an inside joke from the Lethal Weapon movie where the guy, I guess, sits down on the toilet or something. The toilet blows up on him.
Yeah.
So there was a toilet in the very front yard for that. So what they ended up doing when they started filming, the first shots that they started filming on that movie was him hanging the lights, right?
Okay.
And there's a scene where he falls down behind the bushes.
Yeah.
Well, the crew people didn't know what to do to that toilet. So what they ended up doing was picking up that toilet bowl and they moved it into the bushes, like behind the bushes. So when he fell down, he actually fell on that toilet. You don't see anybody. Yeah. He talks about it, man. I just saw it like yesterday.
That's
like he was
crazy.
talking about it.
I know that. That's hilarious. I love that, man. I remember the scene from Lethal Weapon. Danny Glover there was a bomb on the toilet, and he was stuck there. And then that's when Riggs comes in and he's like, 1, 2. They pull him off or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably get him off. But I never knew that. I never knew that connection. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was the same house. As a matter of fact, that house was also used on another movie that I cannot remember. Maybe you can Google it right there where you're at. But it was on 3 movies that we have seen. That house.
Okay.
That house. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. Let us know which one it was. Let us know, guys.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And going to some modern stuff, for the one that came out just a few years ago that you and I both love, going to the 80s Nintendo craze. The famous 8-Bit Christmas,
It's
like underrated movie that a lot of people don't even know about. If you've never seen it, make sure you go check it out, guys. It just feels like a modern love letter to all of that, except instead of Turbo Man, it's Nintendo. It just nails the childhood obsession, the scheming, the side quests, and the belief that this gift will change your life forever.
Oh yeah.
But I love the positive message at the end. We're not going to spoil it. This is like reading Rainbow, people. We'll tell you a little bit about the story.
Yeah.
We're not going to spoil the ending for you. You can go watch it.
Don't take my word for it.
That's right. That's what they said, right? Don't take my word for it.
Have you ever had a dream that when have you
That you can do anything?
you can't that you can't do I love that movie. Let me tell you, I have been talking about like how movies don't have any magic anymore, from the 80s and 90s era compared to today. I mean, today is just like same freaking camera angles. It's just like they strap a camera on somebody's shoulder and they're just filming everything. It's cool and all, but man, it's just not magical. And 8-Bit is a magical ride. That is a great movie. That movie is fantastic. It really is out there.
It took you to old school filmmaking styles.
It really did. It really did.
It has a ruggedness, like organic feel to it that you don't, and you really feel like you're almost a kid in the 80s watching the way you felt.
Man, and I think that's what it is that I connect with it so much, because I was a kid in the 80s and it was the greatest time ever to be a kid. And so like anytime I see something like that, like the first season of that show, they're kids in the 80s and this movie 8-Bit. Huh?
The Goldbergs?
No, not the Goldbergs. What's that show? Oh my goodness, it's at the tip of my tongue. I ruined this.
In the 80s. In the 80s.
The first season is they're kids in the 80s. I mean, they just came out with the last season. They just came out with the last season. Stranger Things.
Some Stranger Things. Yeah.
So they were kids in that first season, right? The first couple of seasons, they were kids in the 80s. I think that's why I connect so much with those. I was a kid in the 80s, you know, everything that they're talking about and doing. I'm just like, man, that's me. I was like that. That's my clan. That's what's up.
That's it, man. That's all it's at. That's awesome. Yeah, that
but 8-Bit is a special movie because I was that kid, man. I wanted a Nintendo so bad I could feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
My parents never bought me one. They never bought me one. I ended up years later getting it myself, you know? But the lessons in it and all that, you know, it's just a great movie.
Yeah.
Go out and watch it, people.
Exactly. Go out and watch it. 8-Bit Christmas. You can't go wrong. And then finally, we have got A Christmas Story, which every household played on repeat for 24 hours during Christmas. That movie is embedded in our DNA. And the BB gun, every kid wanted one. Even though the whole movie's message was, you'll shoot your eye out and don't buy this, right? What? Tell me about Christmas Story for you, man.
Christmas Story, same thing. I mean, we watched it since it came out, you know. I believe it was filmed in the early 80s. He was a kid in the 80s, you know. That's just, but they made it look like it was, I guess he was in the 40s.
Yeah, 40s or 50s, something like that. Yeah.
I think it was in the 40s because that car was a 40s model for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, man, that's just great memories. I mean, everything from them being kids, getting into mischief, getting in that fight, running from the bullies.
Yeah. And what I really love about it too is even though it took place in the 40s, it was one of the first Christmas movies that really gave you the hometown, or not the hometown, but like the home feel of the lifestyle of a family, because they were always in the house doing something, and there were so many things about that home that they filmed so much there. They filmed some at the school, and they filmed some out in the back alleyways, get with the Scut Fargus and all that stuff. But for the most part, it reminds me, it's just such a good home feel, you know what I mean? A family and all that good stuff. So that's why I really like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. Fun ride. Yeah. Fun ride.
Some fun facts are the house is real and still exists in Cleveland, Ohio. It's now a museum you can tour. So, and yes, the leg lamp is there. Peter Billingsley, aka Ralphie, went on to become a Hollywood producer and worked with Jon Favreau on Iron Man and Elf. Did you know he was in Iron Man?
I didn't know he was an Iron Man, but I knew that he was an elf.
You don't even notice him in Iron Man. He's just like a random bald scientist. Do you remember this? You remember the classic scene where Jeff Bridges is, Tony Stark built this in a cave. He's yelling at scientists, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not Tony Stark. So that's him. That's Peter Billingsley. And then, of course, an elf. He was one of the main elves there, working in the. You remember him from the movie?
Yeah, I remember him from the movie. He's like, "Oh, you're not a cottonhead, Igny Muggins."
Yeah.
It was like, "Oh, how many etch a sketches did you build?" Oh, 50.
Yeah,
be like 275.
Yeah, that puts you about 1,875 off pace,
something like that.
Yeah. The infamous tongue on the pole scene in A Christmas Story was used with a hidden suction device, not real freezing on the metal, you know?
Yeah. That was a vacuum. It was a vacuum.
Okay.
It was kind of like a shot vac that they put at the bottom of that pole.
Oh, nice.
I thought it was pretty creative. The way they came up with that, you know?
Yeah.
But special effects. I mean, they know what they're doing.
Well, why didn't they just throw hot water on it? So pulling off the ice cube on his tongue and everything. So it says here that the old man's leg lamp was inspired by a real novelty lamp in the 1940s. Did you know that was a real thing in the 40s? I guess so.
I didn't know, but I would like to get a leg lamp myself. As a matter of fact, I almost bought myself one last year. I thought I'd wait for this year, and I didn't do it this year.
Yeah.
I gotta add it to my collection, but it's not gonna be in front of a window. It's gonna be kind of like on my calendar, you know, not
Okay.
calendar on my counter,
On
on
your
my counter.
I was gonna say calendar. All right. Well, some honorable mentions are Jack Frost, The Holiday, Love Actually, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Elf, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, The Rankin Bass, and Frosty the Snowman, Die Hard, and Scrooge are some honorable mentions there.
Great movies, tons and tons of Christmas movies out there. I fell asleep watching one last night. I can't remember the name of it. It's on Tubi. You know, you pick a Christmas movie on Tubi, and it's just going to continue to play movie after movie after movie after movie, same genre.
Yep.
But you know, every now and then you'll catch a good one.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch out there. You know, I'm a sucker for those Hallmark Christmas movies, by the way,
Are you? Nice.
because they're all the same. They're all the same.
And if it wasn't for television, you know, because, you know, we would watch some movies on the VCR every once in a while, but if it wasn't for us just flipping through and putting those movies on in the background or just sitting there on a Sunday afternoon, rewatching those movies over and over and over on TNT or USA or whatever we were, or even your local Fox, ABC and CBS, you know, I mean, that's what, if for me, is what kept those memories going. It kept it so ingrained inside of our memories and makes it so nostalgic because we can remember so many moments from it. You know what I mean? As opposed to nowadays, we really don't. When you watch a movie, maybe you'll watch it once every 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Again, you know, as opposed to back then where we were always just rewatching stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And if you missed it, you missed it. There were no reruns, buddy. No recording.
You got that right.
Yeah. Unless you had a, you know, half functioning VCR and your parents forgot to label the cassette. But kids today will never know the stress. We were warriors, buddy. Trivia question number 2. Complete this famous line from Elf. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is blank. Leave that answer in the comments and play along with us at home. All right, topic 2, Santa Claus, the big man, the childhood legend, and the heartbreaking moment when we realized the whole thing was a lie. Santa Claus evolved from the historical St. Nicholas, a generous 4th century bishop in Turkey, into the jolly gift-giving figure we know today through Dutch traditions, Sinterklaas, American poetry, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas by Clement Clark Moore, and political cartoons from Thomas Nast's illustrations that shaped his image, culminating in the globally recognized red-suited icon with the sleigh and reindeer solidified by modern advertising. Man, discovering that Santa wasn't real hits harder than stepping on Legos. Ugh. How did you find out Santa wasn't real?
And I'll tell you what, before I share this, I need to pour myself a good shot.
Oh, yeah. You need it.
Merry Christmas, people out there. Merry Christmas for everybody out there, by the way. Rocking Pennsylvania Dutch eggnog. Know you know? And
I gotta get that. Oh,
I really got to pour myself a shot before I share this story. Okay, so as a kid, and I was probably 8, 7.
Okay.
7 or 8. It was pretty early for me. So I was a big fan of train sets, and I wanted a train set really, really bad. And that's all I was talking about. Just like he was talking about the BB gun, I was all about a train set. I wanted a train set. And I wanted it so that I could play with my G.I. Joe characters. I had this big vision in my brain, like, man, that train set's the same size as my G.I. Joes. If I get a train set, I can put all my G.I. Joes on it, and I can play really fun now. And I couldn't sleep with nights. I gotta get a train set. And I dropped clues. I wrote Santa, all this stuff, right? And so it was, I think it was me and my little sister. Was it me and my little sister? We were home alone. They had gone grocery shopping or something. Nobody else was out. And we just kind of started digging through stuff, you know, just kind of looking. Dude, we found mother lode that was crushed. I felt so guilty. It was like hidden under some blankets in a closet, you know. And I looked and I saw a train, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" And I was like, I closed it really fast, and I remember like how scared I got. Like I got really panicky. Like, oh my god, is that what I saw? Is that what I saw? I don't want to look at it again. And yeah, man, that's how I found out. That's how I found out. I thought we found the big pile of presents that hadn't been wrapped yet in the closet, and it just turned my world upside down. So you can imagine, like as a kid, finding that out, really hard to keep a secret around that age, you know.
Hmm.
And it's just like, what am I gonna do the day that I have to have for Christmas Eve? Because you know, growing up, we opened up presents on Christmas Eve.
Mm.
What am I gonna do when I open this thing? How am I gonna react? How am I supposed to react? Like, I know what it's gonna be. I'm crushed. Like it just didn't feel magical for me that year, even when I opened it, knowing what it was, you know. And it was like the last one that they gave me to open. And I knew the size of the box. And so I opened it and I was like, oh, you know, it's whatever. I mean, I'm crushed. It kind of gets to me a little bit right now, just talking about it, remembering it, you know. I don't know, man.
Well, you brought up the feeling that I completely forgot about. The moment that you find out how you feel guilty. For one, you're snooping, right? And
Yeah.
two, you're just like, oh. And and then probably in the back of your mind, you have these little inklings of something like, oh, something's going on there. And then when you finally come to the realization and you find out for yourself, you know what I mean? And nobody to tell you anything. And I can totally relate to the guilty feeling, man.
Dude, I felt horrible. I felt horrible.
Yeah. I can. Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
and I kept telling myself, like, if I wasn't looking, I would have never known, you know.
Yeah.
But I had to know. And you know, kids, man, we're all curious.
Yeah,
You know, they're
we
curious.
just shake the presents all the time, you know, and try to figure out
Yeah.
what was in there. Because, okay, let me tell you about my story. Well, we were a family where our parents would give us gifts, but then we would wake up Christmas morning to unwrap gifts that were sitting there opened already, and there were new gifts that we, you know, extra gifts, like a
Yeah.
bicycle or something like that. And those were the gifts from Santa. And all the wrap gifts we always knew were going to be clothes or socks or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, can't forget the socks.
Yeah. So, but the moment I found out, I was actually in public. I wasn't at home digging through the closet. It was 1991. I was 9 years old. I'm out shopping with my mom for Christmas gifts for my dad and brother, because that's how we did it in our family, right? We would always separate and say, oh, Chad and Dad are going to go look for Christmas gifts for us and vice versa. Well, so we're sitting there and my mom's just like, hey, go, me and Chad, all that year, all we could talk about was wanting a Super NES that year. Because we had it in 1986, we got a Nintendo, you know, and we were thrilled with it and everything. And then all of a sudden we hear the Super Nintendo is going to come out. And this was 1991. And, my mom's like, Sean, go look at the toys for a little while, right? And I knew I had seen it at our local Walmart, which was rare because our local Walmart was an old school small one, and it didn't really carry a lot of those. And so it was like early November when we're out there looking for this stuff, right? And I go to the toy aisle, and finally I come back, and there's my mom with the basket, but her jacket is covering something in the basket. And of course, you know, kids being kids, what I did when she looked away, I peeked under it, and there it was, a Super Nintendo Entertainment System with Super Mario World included. And I never said anything. I never mentioned it to anybody. And of course, there it was. It showed up on Christmas morning, and it hit me pretty hard, man. And you know, but I think at the time, I felt guilty for peeking, but I was so excited to get that Super NES that it outweighed the sadness at the time, you know? So that was how I learned about Santa Claus wasn't real, but
Man, I'm telling you, there's something about it that when you find out, it's just
it's hard.
crushing.
Yeah, it's great. It really is. Let us know in the comments your story, guys, of how that happened to you when you found out that Santa wasn't real. Yeah, but honestly, to be honest though, even after that, like the year after, the holiday magic didn't die. It just kind of shifted. And then it became less about Santa Claus and more about family and making memories and just recreating those feelings, Trivia question number 3. In Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer, what does Hermie wish he could be instead of an elf? Leave that answer in the comments and do your best Hermie impression when he says what he wants to be. Play along at home with us, guys.
I'm not going to spill the beans, but his lips move like this.
Sure did. Yeah, he did. Well, guys, so it's time to get into the beer review. I'm drinking a Happy Holidays from the Prairie Artisan Ales out of Oklahoma City with that amazing can art there. And if it's in your local area, make sure you guys pick it up. It's a 6.8% hazy Indian Pale Ale. I'm gonna give this a for a canned IPA like this. I'm gonna give it maybe a 3.2. I'm gonna give it 3.2. It's pretty good, man. It's decent, but what steals the show on this is the can art. Absolutely on that. So Happy Holidays. What you got over there, Luis?
I'm rocking that Noche Especial Modelo. It's a nice dark brew for you Modelo fans. I mean, that's a 5.7% alcohol on this Noche Especial. I'm a real big fan of dark beers in the holidays, and yeah, I've got to get this one a 3.75. This is a great, delicious, dark Mexican beer right here. You guys find it, get it, like it.
Very cool, awesome.
Yep.
All right, folks, let's pour one out for a legend. The Sears Christmas Wishbook Catalog. The Sears Wishbook, a beloved holiday catalog, started in 1933 as the Sears Christmas Book, a separate, smaller catalog focused on toys and gifts during the Depression, officially becoming the Wishbook. In 1968, as it grew to hundreds of pages, it became a Christmas tradition for generations, sparking children's holiday dreams with pages of toys, appliances, and more until its decline in the 2000s. Yeah, before the internet, before online shopping, the Sears Wishbook catalog arriving in the mail was a monumental event. It meant Christmas was officially coming. We clear a spot on the floor, grab some highlighters, and dive right in. I mean, kids today will never understand the significance of that brick-sized catalog arriving. And it was like Amazon, but printed, curated, and about 12 pounds heavy. What do you remember about those things, man?
I remember that it had the perfect pictures of all the coolest gadgets, all the coolest toys, gaming systems. And I could just sit there and just look at the pictures over and over and over. I want that. I want this. I want that.
Yep.
Back in the day, they put a lot of thought into how to present an item. They put a bunch of the background stuff. Obviously, when you get the toy, it's just a toy. You don't get all the background cool stuff. Like, for instance, if it was a Turbo Man,
yeah,
you're not going to get the mountains in the background and the bad guys. They'll go Demon Team and the booster. You're just going to get the Turbo Man. You're going to have to use your imagination or beg for some more money to get all the other items that you wanted. But there was a bunch of cool stuff. I remember getting a bunch of puzzles.
Huh.
Wooden puzzles out of that my mom got me to learn, like, the capitals of every state.
Okay.
When I was a kid. And so, like,
I remember those.
I would take those off, and then I would put the state. Obviously, I mean, it's only one way that it was going to fit on the puzzle board, but
those educational puzzles. So yeah,
it was. I never got the cool stuff out of there, but looking back, it was really good good stuff for my brain. That would memorize that crap.
Yeah.
I was a kid,
Yeah.
you know.
It wasn't just a catalog. It was an event. You'd circle toys, dog ear pages, put sticky notes everywhere like some kind of gift-obsessed detective. In the toy section slapped so hard. Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, WWF action figures, and the latest video game consoles all photographed like they were gold treasure. I mean, the prices, a Nintendo 64 was $199. That was like $1 million back then. You know, and my parents would be like, circle everything you like. And of course, I'd circle the entire catalog, you know, had to do that. But yeah, I mean, do you remember do you remember the clothes section? Like, we all remember.
Yeah, the chicks, like all the
dude.
chicks and stuff. Yeah,
We remember. I mean, well, not only that, we had, you know, every family looked like they were, you know, coordinated exclusively for Sears photo shoots for one. But then, you know, you had those really cool, you know, like the matching sweaters and all the football gear and stuff like that, like the 49ers jackets and
the starter jackets,
jackets and Apex and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, you know, we as young men, we love to sneak a peek and, you know, had to look around, make sure nobody was in those undergarment sections of the lady section.
Oh yeah.
But
Which
you know,
there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it'd be bad if we were looking at like lipsticks and makeups, you know.
that that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Nothing wrong with that.
But you know, honestly, the older I get, and you know, I like looking at the toys. That's cool. But what really gets me is looking at the old tech. You know, that was a peak for its time.
And the price and the pricing.
Yeah. Well, like the old cameras and the TVs and the types of VCRs, you know, the Wishbook was the pre-internet childhood ritual.
It really was.
Yeah. The ultimate tool for dreaming. That's what we did. And for show and tell, I actually brought a 19.
Look at that, man. Look at that.
I've got several of them. I've got a few of them. This is from 19. Oh, what's it say? 19. I should have looked that up before. This is from 1991. I mean, that cover, and I bought some like 4 years ago, or like maybe 2 years ago, off of the bay, of ones that reminded me of my childhood. And like right on the back, you got appliances. You know,
look at that wood grain, baby, wood grain.
Those old VCRs.
Look at that, dude.
Isn't that fun?
Amazing. $549 for a VCR. Look at that.
And let's see if we can find some toys in here. Let's see. Hold on. Oh yeah, here's some of the kids' clothes. Let me see if I can find some of those sports things. I mean, look at how cool these kids are. It's not sports, but look at those jackets,
Dude, I'll share this with you, but wifey, when she was young like that, she was in I think it was a Kmart or a Walmart book like that, as a model like that, taking pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's really cool, man. She was a part of history.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think her mom still has the copy of it.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
She needs to post that, dude. That's really cool.
No, she's not into any of the social media stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's really awesome. I think
she is nothing about it, you know. As far as I know, I mean, who knows? Maybe she's got all these fake accounts and she follows me. but she's not about that.
Instruments for the kids.
Look at that.
Look, I actually had that. It's called a guitar licks. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
That one right there. I had that as a kid. That was the coolest thing. They had the coolest commercial for it too. And it sold me right away. And I was so thrilled. I never got a drum set or anything like that. But I'm trying to you remember these things, dude? Hold on. I passed them. Where'd they go? Oh, okay. There they are. There they went. You're gonna love this. Oh, this is fun too. You remember all the cool? We never had one. Yeah, all the cool
foosball, pool tables, air hockey, all that good stuff. Yeah,
I mean, this is once December hits, I put these books on my coffee table, and I just go, here they are. The handheld Tiger electronic games.
Yes, dude.
Remember
Yes.
those?
Yes. They had the coolest sound,
Yeah.
you know?
So much fun
Yeah.
listening in there. And then, like, here's your.
It would be kind of fun as if you were to put in an order. And what would happen?
Oh man, I don't know. But look at that old school Game Boy. I mean, this is what we lived for. I mean, all
The links. Is that the links on the left?
yeah, that's
I remember that one. I remember that. That was color.
yes. Links, man. They're so much fun.
Oh, but then Sega came out with the Game Gear. Oh, it was game over there, man.
Oh yeah.
Sega was,
Sega.
dude, I'm telling you, Sega was my stuff right there.
You had the action figures, man. Oh, cool.
The G.I. Joe stuff.
I mean, Dick Tracy.
Man, that's amazing. How'd you get your hands on that book?
That's the Bay, dude.
Yeah.
And you know, Chad made so much fun of me. He was like, dude, I can't believe you spent $40 on a 30-year-old catalog. And I'm going, bro, this is why. This is, I mean, looking at it.
What did you do?
He gave me so much crap for buying those catalogs. Stop it. He gave me so much crap for those things. But man, these things are so great, dude. These are if you get a chance, you know, everybody remembers these things that grew up. If you
Yeah, that's amazing.
let us know if you still have yours, or if you still, I mean, what you remember about these. Let us know in the comments.
I wonder if half price books would have stuff like that in stock. Think?
That's a good question. They got to be.
I mean, 'cause it's cool stuff, you know.
Uh-huh. The good old Sears Wishbook catalogs. Let us know in the comments. Well, guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode of Saved by the Brew. We hope this trip through the 80s and 90s, Christmas movies, Santa revelations, and Wishbook memories warmed your nostalgic little hearts. It's amazing how these shared experiences, whether it's a favorite movie, a childhood realization, or a beloved catalog, really connects us across the decades. So we want to give a huge thank you to our listeners, and thank you for engaging with us, and make sure you like and subscribe and all that fun stuff, and leave a comment and let us know about your memories of these things. And we just want to hear from you. And let us know what other stuff you guys would like to hear us talk about on the podcast. You know, we want to know about that. And if you enjoy the episode, as always, follow, leave a comment. And who spent way too long circling toys in a Sears catalog? There you go. Tell everybody where they can find you, Luis.
Same handle. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Trumpet Master 77 BBQ. You can find me there. I'm always just cooking up simple recipes that you guys would enjoy, your friends or family you're going to enjoy. There's no secrets to anything that I do. And that's all. I record the cooks that we eat for dinner, you know, and basically that's it. And hopefully it reaches out to some of you out there that are wanting to get into cooking more for yourselves instead of going out to eat. You know, what's a steak dinner cost these days, guys? You know what I mean? Why not just stay at home and do it yourself? You know, and that's kind of the way that I'm doing it, you know, and it's very simple for everybody to just kind of follow and do. But yeah, Trumpet Master 77 BBQ. You can find me. Hit me up.
There you go. And as always, you know, I'm Sean with the Real Life Perspective Show. You guys know me. I'm on Instagram and YouTube and all that fun stuff, and long form content talking about the 80s and 90s nostalgia pop culture, as always. But once again, everybody, thank you. And Luis, obviously, thank you so much for coming on again. As it's so much fun hanging out with you, bro. We have a good time chatting with this stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the new year of 2026, guys.
We're in the 20s, man. We're in the roaring 20s.
Yeah. And remember, if Santa isn't real, the magic of the holidays and the memories we share absolutely are. From all of us here from the Saved by the Brew podcast, have a wonderful and nostalgic holiday season. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.